Hey guys, welcome to this particular stream. It's Will. I'm Will, as you probably are aware, and it's gonna be super chill. I'm just making sure everything is set. It's like the third time I'm relaunching the stream right now, as I had some technical difficulties. It's my second channel where I like to explore the topic of Japanese language, learning, and just community around the idea of improving Japanese in terms of language. Sweet, everything's looking quite good. Um, yeah, this is the format of today's stream. It's going to be so chill. I'm just going to do a little bit of studying. I'm going to share some of my studying, and I want it to kind of be interactive, if you so wish. I'm not pushing anything, but if you want to comment on anything, if I make, undoubtedly, I'm sure I'll make some typos here and there. Improvements. This is just going to be a relax. Put this on the background as you're doing your essay or something like that. I don't know, whatever you guys are doing. I'm in the UK right now, and I'm in the east of England, and I am going to study some Japanese. So I'm just going to get myself together now. Try and get my notes up and running, as I have some off-screen notes that I want to sort of adhere to. Alright, so I guess a little bit about me, for those of you who might be new to my channel, my second channel, if not my first. But anyway, my main channel, I focus on .NET C# programming. I focus on coding videos. I make quite a lot of tutorials on how to create video gaming experiences, 2D games, and I dabble in a little bit of 3D graphics development as well. But this is like a polar opposite side of my YouTube coin, figuratively speaking, such that on this particular channel, what I like to do is explore a less technical in the sense of code and more linguistic, more artistic. Japanese is technical in its own right. So in this particular video, I want to just kind of share should I say, my passion, my keenness to learn Japanese, and I want to share the journey of. I'm basically a beginner, and I want to kind of document the journey as I improve over time. Excuse me. So, guys, let's get straight into the stream. Tiny bit of a plug. On the right hand side, you're going to see this app. This is an app I wrote. It's called Denki, and it's just a simple flashcard app. It's in Lite. This version is like Denki Lite. So how it works is super simple stuff. You can build a deck. I'm gonna see if I can go to my YouTube page off screen. That's fine. This is the deck builder mode. So as you can see, I already built some flashcards. You have two sides, side A and side B. So today I want to nail some katakana, because I remember when I started off with Japanese, I started with hiragana, and the idea was that I made physical flashcards on paper and pen. Like, I literally wrote all the hiragana out, and I just memorized them using physical flashcards. And now I'm at a point where I can make a digital flashcard app. So that's exactly what I did. And the concept's quite similar. So I have here, hopefully I don't have much in the way of typos, but I have here the katakana for sa, and then I have the Romaji pronunciation, or the sounding of sa, as you can see here. These do come out in, I think, the order I make them. So today I want to nail a few katakana. Let me go ahead and erase my notes on this side. So I'll just make a blank sheet. This is Sketchboard. I bought this app, Sketchboard, on Microsoft Store. Let me see. Make a new page. I quite like this app. I don't have a graphics tablet, so all the sketching that I'll be doing, if I use this app, is going to be on my mouse. Alright, let's move this so it's a little bit more consistent. Alright, so I have the way I like to approach my flashcard kind of recall, if I can get the right notes up on screen. It's a really simple approach. So this is just kind of a really rough agenda / notes that I took. I've got a snippet of a katakana chart that I made, and I have the rows like the vowel soundings a, I, U, E, and O at the top, and kind of follows through horizontally in this case. So I got ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Then I have, oh goodness me, yeah, I think that's the Saro. I don't even know if I got it in the right order, but that's Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So, and then Ta, Chi, Tsu, Te, To. And the thing is, hiragana, yes, I've kind of gotten the grips of hiragana characters, but I haven't really put in the work to. I really procrastinated memorizing katakana, so that's why I want to start here today. Kind of go at a gentle pace, so I'm going to start with just the first four rows, the vowels and the following consonants. I'm going to use Denki for this, my flashcard app. So I'm going to go back. I've already made the deck, so as you can see, all the katakana is already here that I'm going to be referring to. So before I get started, before I open my deck to kind of just do this, bit hard to see because I'm dual screening on my other screen, which you won't be able to see at the moment. I have a taskbar, which if I press Alt Shift, I can toggle between English keyboard and my virtual Japanese keyboard. Right now I'm in katakana mode, as I can see over there, so I'll be typing in a mix of English, probably katakana and hiragana. But since I'm going to be guessing, or rather recalling the soundings of katakana, I'm going to switch to English mode right now, and I'm going to get started. So I'm going to have a look at my chart quickly. So I just need to make sure I memorize this. I'm going to give myself a few seconds just to memorize what's going on here. Okay, so I like to use kind of I'll probably demonstrate on the left hand side, a kind of a word association sort of approach to memorizing these shapes, coming from myself, English speaking background. English is my mother tongue. Japanese slash Chinese characters are sort of I don't want to use the term a foreign concept, but it's definitely different than the English, sort of phonetic, or Japanese does rely on a phonetic based system, especially when you consider hiragana, katakana, and Romaji, if you want to place that in the mix. But using this kind of like pictographic system of kanji and hiragana, katakana, it definitely was different. So, for example, a. If I look at a, I want my brush to be a little bit thicker. Make some space here so we can see what's going on. Almost forgot how to use this app, the sketchboard. So I'm gonna just increase the width of my stroke. I like a nice thick paintbrush. So if I look at the katakana for a, something like that. Again, I'm using mouse and keyboard, so my legibility is not great. The way I like to approach this is, okay, I already know the hiragana for a. So one of the first questions I ask myself is, can I draw any comparisons between these two symbols? For a second, I wasn't sure if I did that right. I think I did it okay. Can I draw any comparisons? And I mean, for me personally, these two don't really have a correlation. But then if I consider, if I go for another color over here, the symbol for A, this A symbol in katakana sort of reminds me of an A, just very loosely. So I can use this kind of imagery of an A to help me remember this. So that's primarily what I'm going to do, and I can kind of just hard remember this too. So I can change my color back. Quite like the ice blue kind of color. I'm not gonna do sketches for every single symbol here, just as a quick example. But any notable standouts, I mean, what could throw me off might be the T row, like Tachi Tsuteto, because I haven't really gotten that far into memorizing these ones. I mean, I see these here and there when I'm just doing my studying, so this one is not too difficult for me to memorize. I realized that Shi over here is fairly similar to another one, which I can't find. Oh yeah, Tachi Tsute. It's not Te, there's another one, I can't remember it. But anyway, these do look fairly similar. There was literally another one that I caught, but it doesn't matter right now. I'm going to take a minute to just memorize this, and then I'm going to take a shot at my flashcards. These two look so similar, which actually I can use to my advantage. If I can remember one, I can remember the other. So cute and care are fairly similar looking. Okay, I'm gonna go for this. Let me just make sure. See what's going on. Change my tabs off screen. Alright, sweet. Okay, guys, I'm gonna open my deck and I'm gonna get started. Oops, that's the deck builder. Okay, so the idea is that you need to write the exact alphanumeric, like whatever you type as the answer has to be what you type out in this version of Denki. So already, well, the thing is, I knew it would come out in a particular order, the order of which I entered the information or something. So I did try to shuffle the order myself, just by way of inputting the characters in a certain order, just so I don't just hard memorize what I wrote in order of appearance on, on a Katakana chart. Interesting. So let's start. Make sure my keyboard's in the right mode. Oops. Just jumping between those here. Okay, so I believe that's A, as I just went through. That, so correct, well done. I'm going to try and count how many I get right, how many I get wrong. If I get any right, if I get any wrong, that is. Obviously, I'll probably get some wrong, I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So let's say like this, like this. I'll do like a tally. I think it's all in lowercase, I did this. So yeah, E, got that right. That's 2. Got 2 correct. This I started writing that in order, so I already kind of know what's coming up next. I shuffled it a little bit. Okay, that's O. Got 4 right. Got that right, so that's 5 correct. Ah, yeah, so what row was this? I think this was the K row, so I think that's Ke. Because I remember Q and Ke are adjacent, and Q didn't have this line protruding a little bit, so I think that's Ke. Let me just make sure. Got it right. 6. The katakana for Ka looks really similar to the hiragana, in my opinion. 7. I believe that's Ko. Ko. Now which one is this? What row was this on? I don't think it's, is it S or T? I think there's another. Oh wait, hold on. I just saw this. I just spoke about care, and I already forgot Q. I think that's Q. Wait, Kaki, Q, care, Ko. So I think it's Q. Thought so. I had to think there. I've already memorized the katakana for ki, so I'm kind of familiar with that. This kind of resembles the hiragana as well. So far, I've got 10 correct. I think, if I write this, am I going to get this right? I got it wrong. I got one wrong. Okay, so I want to make sure I tally that there. Now, there are 2 katakana that look super strikingly similar here. It's like the angle of the lines is the difference. So all I remember is she. I got it right, good. I think that's Sa, I might be wrong. Got that right. I believe that's Set. think that's Su. The way I remember this is quite interesting. Let me see if I got it right first, though. Su? Yeah. That symbol reminds me of like sewing for some reason, like a sewing device. So I think suit. So that's how I kind of make that association. What's this? Already forgotten, so I'm gonna just take an educated guess. I'm gonna go to the T row. I literally can't remember. I know it's not To. I don't think it's Chi. So I'm gonna go for Ta. I got it right. Just by my logical breakdown. And I got a bit lucky. Maybe subconsciously I knew the answer. So I'm gonna tally up. What was the other one? It's on the T row. Ta. That's not Chi, I think. I think that's Tsu. Because I got Tsu wrong already. There we go. I got one wrong. Which one's this? Oh my gosh. There are. Ooh. So, I got Ta. I got Tsu. I think that's Chi. Got that right, and that's To. So I got bar 1 or 2. And this would be Su, because I guess Su wrong, so I'm guessing that's Su. I got it wrong, it's Te. What am I talking about? So that's Te, I should just take time to think. Alright guys, so here's my tally of my my kind of like quick test there. 5, 10, 15, I got 16 correct. And here I got 2 wrong. Not too bad for the first few katakana, my first attempt I think. Maybe I'll go through that again, see if I can improve my score. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to proceed. That's quite interesting though. So where did I mess up? It was the last one. If I go to my deck, I have to bring this out a little bit. Oh, actually no, I don't want to do that. I want to still see sketchboard. If I go to my deck, actually better yet, where's my Katakana chart? Not the full, this is not a full Katakana chart, of course. So I got the what was the last one? So I know I got Su wrong. I got Te and Su wrong. Where's Su? Su, that's Ka. I think it was this one. Just double check. So got that one right. Oh, so I already got. I don't know what I was guessing there. Anyway, I think it was Set and Set. It's funny, Set and Te I got wrong. I think because I guess Set as something I can't remember anymore. I don't know. I'm super confused now. This application doesn't keep a record of the right and wrong answers. Maybe in the next update of Denki, check out my first channel. If there's going to be any updates on that, you'll maybe see an updated version of Denki. Where am I? Sashi, Su, Se. Definitely didn't get that wrong. Tachi, Tsu, Te. So I got that one wrong. I'm going to make a note of that so I can improve. So, Te, which came up last. How would I kind of remember this? This kind of looks like a building, or a structure. I like it. So it already looks like a T. So if I can just remember like this T sort of shape, and if it's very loosely, and I mean very loosely, this kind of resembles an E. So I can think the T shape, like here. And then this E formation, and I can consider Te. Undo. And change my color back. I can't remember what I got wrong. It was on this row, I think. I got that right. I got that right. I got that right. I got that right. I think it was this one. I think it was that. Or it was either that or this. It was either ta or I think it was a S. I think it was an S sound. So it was so. I think I remember that. So so. Somewhat like that. I mean, one way I can remember this is that if I remember that she, and she is a bit broader than ta, chi, tsu, than tsu, where tsu is a little bit more like angled over there. I can see the with the line on the right. I'm not really taking into account stroke orders, guys. Just in case you're maybe considering why is Will not really doing the right stroke orders. That's not what I'm doing right now. Maybe another time where I'm a bit more fluent with hiragana, katakana, and kanji, I'll consider stroke order. But for now, I'm just gonna get the shapes right. Um, yeah, if I consider the character for she, the character for she is quite similar in the sense I could just like add another line like that, and I can consider she. Although this looks more like this, but I can consider she. I can tell myself, well, I know se, I know sa, I know se, I know su, I know she, so that leaves so. So if I can just kind of use a bit of hard remembering, and this will help me remember the row by comparing so to she, and if I can just figure out, there's one line here, so, the last sound in the S row, then I should be okay. Might take this flashcard test one more time, see if I can get everything right. For now, I'm going to move on. Change the color. Alright, so what's next on my agenda? Probably kind of keep my this stream fairly short. I'm not sure, anyway, around 1 hour. So I've gone through a few flashcards. I want to talk about using Google Translate as a dictionary and even potentially like a phrase book. So I'm going to talk about that now. See if I can get a tab up. Alright guys, so this is my Google Translate page, and what I do is that I practice by taking like an English article, and I will then attempt to translate like a paragraph into Japanese. I have a few saved translations here. Some translations I really liked the sound of, or I thought I could learn from in the future. So this is, I think Google Translate for me, in terms of just like Google Translate, Bing Translate, I'm not affiliated either way, but I think Google Translate has an edge. No pun intended. Because I don't know, like the dictionary is just so convenient. It's really simple. I like the UI. And I find the translation tool is more accurate on Google Translate. I could be wrong, not too sure. So, what do I mean here? Let's say I want to translate a bit, or I want to remember some Japanese, right? So, excuse me, let's just say, it's coming out in English. Let me quickly change the text format to Japanese hiragana. If I'm like boku, and I'm going to make that into kanji, I'm going to say wa. I'm going to spell my name in English because it just makes life a little easy for me. Boku wa will, des. Like such. And I'll just quickly change that from Japanese to English. So my name is Will. Nice to meet you. I'll say yo roshiku. So I'm Will, and if I'm speaking to my audience or anyone like any of you guys watching, nice to meet any of you guys. As you can see on the translation, right there. Excuse me. Alright, excellent stuff. So let's say I wanted to remember this phrase for reference. I just hit start. And after a little bit, there we go, it's on the right hand side. Now, one thing, guys, that I really enjoy, I think is quite useful, by using output, so in other words, by listening to Japanese being spoken to myself, if I'm referring to myself, it helps me in my comprehension. I really believe that comprehension based learning for a language is maybe somewhat underrated, but learning comprehension for me is game changing. I had to think about that there because, honestly speaking, this is a wild tangent, but when I was growing up learning English in school, we used to have these comprehension classes where we'd be given like big paragraphs of like English literature and like language case studies, and we had to just like dissect the structure of the language and just like learn English basically. And I really think comprehensive exercises is a very it's like bread and butter, like dumbbells and treadmill kind of stuff, in the gym. So that's what I think. I'm not like a PhD in Japanese linguistics, but that's just my observation at the end of the day. So I don't know if you guys will hear this coming out of my DI or maybe my microphone, but I'm gonna go ahead and output the text via this text to speech.
僕はウィルです。よろしく。
So for me, it's amazing because I hear that and like should I say, quote unquote, my Japanese brain just turns on, because it's from my level. This is such a simple sentence that I wrote to comprehend. I don't have to translate Japanese to English in my mind somewhat. I'm literally just almost the native comprehension of my brain in terms of language, spoken language. I can comprehend what's being said, and that really helps me. So I can just keep clicking that on repeat.
僕はウィルです。よろしく。
I know what's going on, and I can just keep listening.
僕はウィルです。よろしく。
There we go. And I've saved it, so I have a neat little dictionary of just some handy text. And anytime it's on my phone or my tablet, I can always refer to this. So I kind of like this approach. Okay, now I'm going to move on to what's next. Let me just see if I can get out my notes again. Alright, now this is going to be the last section. I want to make some notes on some Japanese comprehension, or rather Japanese grammar. I don't know if I will take the time to make comprehensive exercises. I think that should be done off screen because it might take me a while, as I try to do. But I realized that in order for me to make comprehensive exercises for Japanese, firstly, it helps that I don't know what I come up with, such that I don't know the answers. So I might have to take even more time to find some good resources that I may be able to reference in my latter streams. Alright. So, particles. I did take some notes earlier, so as you may have seen, I have here the reference for these are Wikipedia. Let me see. Not everything, but some of these are Wikipedia based. Yeah, so this is from Wikipedia. So let's all listen to this. I'm not gonna text to speech everything, but just so I'm not the one speaking out loud, and I can just let my machine do it. So this might come out a bit jank because obviously this is technology.
Particles in Japanese are postpositional, as they immediately follow the modified component. Both the pronunciation and spelling differs for the particles wa, e, and o, and are romanized according to pronunciation rather than spelling. Only a few prominent particles are listed here.
See, now this is interesting to me because when I first, day one, I think I used the term restarting Japanese learning because I took a large hiatus when I actually started. I wasn't, obviously, as maybe other people were not aware, learning Japanese at the very, very beginning, the differences between writing wa and ha as particle or as part of, say, a noun or a name, for example. So, excuse me, I was, using. Let me see if I can draw it out. Let me make a new space. So I was making like day one rookie mistakes, and it's fine because that's all part of learning, right? Some of you who are, further along your Japanese learning journey probably know what I'm alluding to here. But if I was to say, boku wa namae uwiru desu, something like that. Boku, I would go like this, which I learned is wrong, because obviously you can't use this as the particle wa. You got to actually use the particle, the symbol for ha as wa is what you want to use. So boku wa, like that. So it's quite nice that the article went through that on the Google Translate, which I got from Wikipedia there. And also, what else stood out to me? Pronunciation. Okay, so the romanization is according to pronunciation rather than spelling. Okay. So how it sounds, basically, I suppose. According to pronunciation. Okay. Does that mean in the romanized context it would be spelled according to how it sounds? I'm not 100% sure what that means. But I would, at the end of the day, just stick with, wa, write it as such, as a particle, as it looks like ha, but wa. That's what I would go for. That's probably what this means. Maybe we can go through another bit of this article just for a little bit of fun. I think I already wrote it out. Let's see. I might as well start from the top. Let's read through this together. So, I'm really starting from the basics here, even though I might think I know. I don't know how this is going to come out on text to speech. Okay, let's give this text a shot.
The modern theory of constituent order, word order, usually attributed to Joseph Harold Greenberg, identifies several kinds of phrases. Each one has a head and possibly a modifier. The head of a phrase either precedes its modifier, head initial, or follows it, head final. Some of these phrase types, with the head marked in boldface, a genitive phrase, i.e., noun modified by another noun, the cover of the book, the book's cover, noun governed by an adposition, on the table, underneath the table, comparison, X is bigger than Y, i.e., compared to Y, X is big. Noun modified by an adjective, black cat. Some languages are inconsistent in constituent order, having a mixture of head initial phrase types and head final phrase types. Looking at the preceding list, English, for example, is mostly head initial, but nouns follow the adjectives which modify them. Moreover, genitive phrases can be either head initial or head final in English. By contrast, the Japanese language is consistently head final.
Interesting. Okay, I think the last sentence was quite good to note. This head final note. By contrast, the Japanese language is consistently head final. So let's dive a little bit more into what that is. So we have some examples. So obviously, let me go for another example. So noun. So we have Nihon ni, which is obviously in Japan. Comparison, Y yori, is that uki? Yeah, it is. Never said that word before. noun modified by an adjective. Kuroi neko. Yeah, that seems about right. This is one I'll probably be using quite a bit. Kind of modifying a noun with an adjective. So the order is as we see here: adjective first, adjective preceding cat. You know, the color of the cat, as we can see. Kuroi neko. Okay, let's go through maybe one or two more of these paragraphs before I wrap up the stream. Oops, what about that?
Head finality in Japanese sentence structure carries over to the building of sentences using other sentences. In sentences that have other sentences as constituents, the subordinated sentences, relative clauses, for example, always precede what they refer to, since they are modifiers and what they modify has the syntactic status of phrasal head. Translating the phrase, the man who was walking down the street, into Japanese word order would be, street down walking was man, be.
Okay, makes sense. So, you know what's so funny? What the thing is, now I want to actually look at this. This is a nice little point to note because I tend to go for like noun preceding a verb, but this word order has like walking as a verb preceding I think if I could say the subject being the man. But again, who am I to talk? The information's here, and I'm the one learning. So I do understand, in a sense, what this is alluding towards, and I would definitely have to sit down and just kind of memorize this sort of order. It's definitely different to what I'm used to in English. Um, nice. It'd be really good to find some examples to kind of follow through with that. It'd be very, very fascinating. So, how are we doing for time? I think we're just about, is it 40 minutes in? I'm not too sure. I can't really see the count anymore. But guys, I'm probably going to wrap up the stream. Again, this is just a really chilled, almost an experiment. I wanted to see what it'd be like to kind of record a study with me. Just to see how it feels, to be honest. And hopefully, if I continue this series, I can add a little bit more structure to these series, maybe have a little bit of fun. I think I'm doing some speed running. Speed running. Maybe some speed running flashcards and stuff might be a little bit of fun just to keep things a bit interesting around here. So guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye bye.